it's Reagan and welcome to the start of a very special reading vlog because that's right friends, I'm finally reading that dang book off my TBR, off of my currently reading list. But let's set you down and set the tone, the expectations for this reading vlog. That's right friends, I'm going to be continuing and finishing The Assassin's Fate over the course of this vlog. I am dedicating an entire reading vlog and however many days it's going to take to complete this book. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you might know that the Realm of the Elderlings series by Robin Hobb is my favorite fantasy series of all time. This fantasy series is comprised of a lot of different series that are either kind of indirectly connected or directly connected through repeating characters and like different periods of their life. This book, The Assassin's Fate, is the final book in the final trilogy following our main characters, the Fitz and the Fool. I have documented my reading experience with the Realm of the Elderlings over the course of my YouTube channel for years now. All of them have basically gotten 5 out of 5 stars. I can earnestly say I love this series with my whole heart and soul. It's emotional, it's complex, the fantasy pacing is like no other. I am just truly obsessed with it. I have been reading The Assassin's Fate, the first half, over, I want to say like 8 months now, and it's honestly gotten absurd. I pick it up, I put it down. It's a very hard read for a variety of reasons, but I've also been making excuses by prioritizing first books or second books and other popular series and not really dedicating the time and energy to complete this novel, but that is all being pushed to the side. Because friends, we're finally finishing this. This is not going to be spoilery at all. In fact, this vlog is probably going to be more me talking about this series in general, giving an overview, maybe some information on where to start, my thoughts and feelings on different approaches to reading this series, which I definitely get a lot of questions about doing. This will also be documenting likely my very emotional ride with reading this book, but obviously I'm not going to go into the specifics of this because I don't want this to be spoilery at all. More an exclamation, a homecoming for this series, and just a official video sort of allowing me to process the end of this years-long journey I have been on with this incredible fantasy journey. So yes, friends, we're finishing the Realm of the Elderlings. We're doing it together. And there's also going to be lots of Realms of the Elderlings content sprinkled in throughout this video too. So even if you haven't read The Assassin's Apprentice, fear not, you can still very much watch this video. But anyway, hopefully I don't have too much on camera crying, but who can say? Who can say? I'm excited. Oh, I'm not ready. I should be doing right now, but instead I'm watching the US versus China volleyball game. So there's that. I'm about to settle in to the couch to watch the primetime Olympics. As you do, cheer on impressive athletes. Rotting on the couch. It goes hand in hand. For dinner, I marinated some chicken with a Greek marinade and some vegetables. Oh, Clay's here because he's going to skewer these vegetables right now. Potatoes are also in the oven. Bon appetit. Potatoes are out of the oven. Oil, lemon, various spices. Clay on deck skewering because I hate doing that. I always poke my hand and I get so sad. Look at my grilled chicken thighs. They actually look even better than I was anticipating, to be honest. I never know how things are gonna go when I grill. And in here, I'm doing some veggie kebabs, which I think are ready to flip. So, let me see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Honestly, I think these could actually use a little more time before I flip them. And that's dinner all served up. I also made like a Greek yogurt feta dip for everything. I'm gonna go eat and watch the Olympics, right Millie? It's ice cream cone o'clock. And Clay and I are watching the men's gymnastic finals. The amount of time I've cried in this men's gymnastics segment is actually unreal. I mean, I cry a lot watching the Olympics, but there was one segment that really got me. Anyway, time to finish. Hi friends, we're officially in bed and I'm going to get started on reading. I lost track of time a little bit tonight because I was too busy crying. I cried so much watching the Olympics tonight, and so I thought let's just continue to bring that energy into reading. I'm currently, as it stands, 55% of the way through The Assassin's Fate. I'm definitely going to do a bit of an overview of my general feelings for this so far tomorrow, and then talk more broadly about the series, why I love it, all of these things. But for now, I'm just going to focus on reading and going to sleep. So, good night. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to my Realm of the Elderlings press conference. No, but actually, before I can talk about the 16th and final book to the Realm of the Elderlings, my thoughts and feelings, how it's going for me, we need to talk about all that came before, because we did not just fall out of the coconut tree, people. We exist in the context. You know what I mean? There are literally 16 books in the Realm of the Elderlings and 5 series to chat about. So before we kind of talk semi-specifics about this book, we're going to talk about a general plot overview of the Realm of the Elderlings, why I love it so much, and my perspective on the reading order of all of these books in series 2, because that is definitely one of my most asked questions. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So as I just mentioned, the Realm of the Elderlings is comprised of 5 series, and structurally I feel like you can kind of organize all of these books in 2 sections. First, 3 of the 5 series follow the same main character, Fitz, and we're basically following and reading from this singular point of view and following this character through different and significant chapters of his life. We quite literally watch him grow up from a young boy and follow him well through his adulthood. And we follow him on lots of different quests, journeys, trials, tribulations. We see him connect with different characters. And the emotional connection you have with our main character, Fitz, is my favorite in all of fantasy. In between the Fitz trilogies, we also have multi-POV series by Robin Hobb that work to not only expand the world, the lore, the magic, the history, and just kind of crack open everything. This is a lot more insular because we're living so much in Fitz's head, ruminating in his emotions, and kind of existing within one kingdom, the Farseer kingdom, as he's directly connected to that kingdom. These series provide us an opportunity to see and explore so much more of this world, but everything in the Realm of the Elderlings is completely connected. Characters cross over, plot lines cross over, so it's very worthwhile to read all of these books in the specific order in which they came out to really get the full, meaty reading experience, because it's worthwhile. As a series, I would say this is a high fantasy story. Something that I would say also about Robin Hobb is that she is a very character-focused fantasy writer. Yes, there's politics. Yes, there's adventures. Yes, there's a magic system and lots of twists and turns to read and enjoy over all of these series. I would say Robin Hobb's specific talent is writing characters you will feel so connected to, whether you love or you hate them with every fiber of your being. You're witnessing characters grow and change, and the character arcs that you get to follow make you feel so many things. But I would say all of these books kind of universally have some aspect of a quest storyline that is a literal journey paired with some type of emotional journey, and these two things interplay off each other so well. But the world and everything that happens is grand in scale. I mean, we're talking saving the kingdom, saving the ones you love, saving the world, saving magic, history, fate, prophecy. Like, there's a lot of high-level fantasy stuff happening in this series. The best part about these series are the characters and how connected you feel within their lives. To chat a little more about Fitz and his specific journey, Fitz as a character really roots this entire universe and story. We are so familiar with Fitz as a main character. We are so present in his life and his emotions over the course of his journey. And we follow Fitz's journey as a young boy, as he's training to become an assassin, as he's an illegitimate son, sort of forced to take on the burden of saving and protecting his kingdom, and the trauma, inevitably, of being the chosen one. Robin Hobb also mixes elements of like domestic life and fantasy adventure life, because at the end of the day, all of these characters want to be living a normal life, but unfortunately for them, Robin Hobb has other plans for them. Fitz in particular is just like my favorite fantasy character of all time, but there's also some fantastic side characters you will grow to love too. In particular, there's a character in Fitz's series called The Fool, and their relationship is one of the most unique I feel like I've ever encountered in all of fantasy. But honestly, Robin Hobb will destroy your life. And that is sort of the theme of this series. And I know that doesn't sound super appealing, but I promise it is. So let's chat reading order and kind of go series by series. There are 2 places that you can technically start within the Realm of the Elderlings. You can start with the Farseer trilogy, which is the first series centering our main character Fitz, and where we are introduced to him as a young boy. Or you can go into the Live Ship Trader series, which is a seafaring adventure tale, multi-POV, following a trader town, pirates and traders, and a bunch of people seeking out their fates and destinies over a huge swath of land, places, the sea, you get the idea. They're technically both starting points, and whichever one you decide to read first, you have to go back and read the other before you can continue on from here. If you're asking me my personal opinion, I definitely think you should start with Farseer, as there are plot elements that are sort of spoiled within Live Ship, and there's also Easter eggs. I don't think you would really be able to catch them without reading this, but I do feel like there are benefits with reading this first, then going on to this. After those two series, we have the Tawny Man trilogy, which is the second Fitz trilogy. Then we have the Rain Wild Chronicles, which is a multi-POV tale centering kind of a group of misfits or outcasts setting out on a quest and journey to try to kind of find a life and place for themselves. Very anthropological and really expands like the ancient history and the lore of this world in a way that I thought was super cool. And then lastly, we have the final trilogy. And as a quick reminder, we are on the final book of this final trilogy, and this trilogy is the Fitz and the Fool trilogy. Again, another quest. In terms of my thoughts and feelings on this final trilogy so far, it is amazing. I wasn't quite sure how Robin Hobb was going to do it, just given how much has happened already in the scope of this series, but it seems like she has reached a new peak in terms of emotional intensity and payoff, and in some ways really destroying my life, but also introducing new characters I could have never anticipated and making me fall in love with a new character almost just as much as Fitz in a shorter amount of time, which has just been so rewarding. Seeing Fitz in this sort of new area and chapter in his life explore the pain and love that this opportunity provides him. And especially within this trilogy, I feel like we're learning even more about some of the fate and prophecy aspects of this world and getting even a greater understanding of the magic system, as there is magic within this series as well as magical creatures. There are two realms of magic. The first is the wit, which is like animal magic, and the other is the skill, which is kind of like telekinetic mind control, mind speaking abilities. Essentially, I would say the Realm of the Elderlings, so far anyway, has been one of the most rewarding reading experiences of my life. It feels so rare to pick up a super long series that not just like continually impresses you, but makes you care so deeply about everything that is going on, whether you hate the character and find them so despicable, and seeing their downfall being so satisfying, or you love the character and you would literally go to war, go to battle to protect them. This is definitely a series so far that has burrowed very much into my heart in ways that it's almost hard to articulate. And this final trilogy within this entire universe, I think is actually my favorite so far, which is saying something, especially because basically all of these books have gotten 5 out of 5 stars for me, and to see something land so strongly, to stick the landing, at least so far. I have, you know, about half of this book left, but based on the first 2 books, so the first half of the third one, I am dying on the inside, but also I don't have anything critical to say. That's where we're at. That's how you read the Realm of the Elderlings. That's sort of what it's about. And if somehow this convinces even one of you guys to check it out, I will feel successful, because I love this series so much. So, press conference over. I need to drink my coffee. Thank you. In other news, it is time for lunch. Lunch today, and honestly dinner today, is going to be pretty easy because I did so much work yesterday to make my life easier today, which we love to see. I made a bunch of turkey meatballs and just like jarred marinara sauce yesterday, which I'm gonna have with some roasted broccoli, which I need to wash and cut, and some quinoa. So I'm gonna get all of this in the oven on the stove, you know, to get the picture. Here's lunch all heated up. It's basically smothered in marinara sauce, but I have my roasted broccoli, I have some quinoa, and I have some turkey meatballs, marinara sauce from the jar. It reheats so well. Alrighty friends, we have my pumpkin tea mug. And we're venturing into the blinds closed front room to create fake cozy ambiance with my real cozy ambiance. And I'm going to sit here and read some of the Assassin's Fate underneath my collection of Robin Hobb books. It feels apt, it feels fitting. I also think I'm gonna break out my box of emergency mac and cheese tonight. The women's team is doing their team final, and I'm excited about it. But like, I have leftovers, which I was going to eat tonight, which I think I'm just gonna eat tomorrow. and instead have mac and cheese because it just sounds amazing. I love mac and cheese. So I think it'll just like be such a nice night. Watch gymnastics, eat mac and cheese. The perfect pairing. I would say I have just read about 75 or so pages of this. I am 63% of the way through according to my Kindle, and I am stressed, emotional, ready. So this final trilogy is a culmination of everything. It's also a final quest, and it has been full of trials, tribulations, decisions, unexpected character run-ins, difficulty on difficulty on difficulty on difficulty, in so many different forms and facets. It's also given us an opportunity to learn the most we've ever learned about aspects of prophecy, fate, and how everything is fully intertwined in this sort of larger tapestry of the world, which has been really interesting to learn about. Up until this point, I've read a lot of things, but where I am now in the book, I'm kind of on the precipice of what I feel like is going to be the final large plot action, the thing that we have been building up to, 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 for a long time. It very much feels like that Game of Thrones, not like at all in plot or story, but sentiment of that Game of Thrones episode where everyone in Winterfell, like the day before, like that day before feeling. That's kind of where I'm at in this book, and it's like, it feels so like, oh gosh, my heart. I've mentioned this obviously in my overall overview of the series, but just the emotional impact of everything cannot be understated. The fear and distress I have for every character when they go into any type of difficult situation is like paramount, like unparalleled to so many other series I've read. I am committed to so many different people in this world, and I don't know how to cope with that. Reading this book, it's like so good but so painful at the same time. And on the same side of that, the stakes of this series are truly unimaginable. Not only because there are stakes and you never truly know what's going to happen, but the villains in this series are so wretched, so detestable, so like will bring you to just be so mad at them, and they're so pathetic and evil and all of these things. And it's not just, and the thing is, this is over the course of this entire series. There's been so many different types of villains. It's because they feel so human, because they are a folly of like human greed, human arrogance, human pride, like all of these things sometimes bundled together all in one. And so you see these characters who are the obstacles for other characters, and it's like you have such a strong reaction towards them in terms of your utter disdain. And that's not to say that your hero characters are perfect. There have been so many moments of such fascinating dialogue between characters. Sometimes that makes me frustrated with characters I love, but I think that's what makes this series so interesting, is that all of the characters feel so real, and they have flaws. They have, you know, decisions that they're going to make regardless of how you or we feel about them. And it just makes them feel so tangible in my life. But like, yeah, you know, yeah. I was not expecting to have this deep simmering frustration for some characters that I typically love within this series. But it's not that Robin Hobb is like destroying them and making like it. No, they're still who they are, and I still love them, but they're just frustrating me right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, it is just so good. Anyway, I'm on the precipice. I have a lot of this book left, like hundreds and hundreds of pages, but like it's gonna be a long sequence. It's gonna be a long, tense, drawn out sequence that's truly that's going to make me question lots of things. It's definitely gonna make me feel anxious, but it's so good. I've fallen so easily back into the story. I've taken a few months break, but I feel like I forgot nothing, and I read one page and I was back. Like my emotions were back, my thoughts were back, like I was ready. And I've read a good chunk, I want to say about 10% of this book in the past 24 hours, which is not bad, again, given the length. And we're just going to keep moving along. We're going to keep moving along. I'm going to read more tonight, but right now I'm going to prep for my evening, prep for the Olympics. But this series, this book this trilogy, this entire universe is just simply put like the greatest, most satisfying thing I've ever read. It's like, obviously I still need to finish it, but it's like, it's all been worth it. It's all been worth it. Hello, I am Laundered. I'm here with a snack and we're at my desk because I'm gonna play a little bit of Beacon Pines to unwind. This is like a new narrative game. I just downloaded it yesterday. Apparently it gives good fall vibes. And I love narrative games. I think, you know, it's the perfect mixture of cozy game and reading, storytelling. So I'm gonna do this for probably like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That's another reason why I love cozy games, because I feel like when I play Baldur's Gate, I could be here all day. But when I do like a cozy game, I could play like 30 minutes and I feel like I have no progress, which is really nice. So I'm gonna eat my snack and then I'll go watch the Olympics. Cheers.
Over the next 30 years, the town had grown and prospered until...
Tilda's just been hanging out in the front room by herself, having a chill evening as she deserves. But it's time for me to locate this mac and cheese. My water is boiling. Good morning, everyone. Coffee is made. I'm gonna go sit with my cup of coffee, read more of the Assassin's Fate. I cannot emphasize how stressed I am right now. Stressed. So stressed. Hey friends, let's make lunch together. I am making a pesto pasta salad, which I'm gonna serve on a bit of arugula, which we'll eat for the next couple of days, which is the best part about pasta salad. It just gets better and better. So I'm just gonna prep my few ingredients I have. I have 2 different pasta shapes on the stove because I found like 6 bags of open pasta when I was cleaning out my pantry this weekend. And I was like, well, I guess I'm making pasta salad and it's gonna be a mixture of things because I gotta get rid of some of this open pasta. So let's get to chopping. Pasta salad for days, and this will only start to taste better and better and better as it sits in the fridge. I interrupt this reading vlog to do a little bit of a clothing haul. I never do clothing hauls, but I know some of y'all are fall besties like me, and I got some Halloween items and I just had to show them off. This is from American Eagle. It's just like an oversized sweatshirt, so cute. Oversized pumpkin shirt, win. Oversized spooky parade shirt, look at them off, win. This sweatshirt as well. This is from a business called Shop Kristen Jones. Look at this pattern. It's so cute. And then I bought these socks. Thrilled, absolutely thrilled. I'm now gonna make dinner and also take this off because it is 101 degrees outside, but like, we don't have to talk about that. Okay, bye. Our oven decided to just stop turning on suddenly. Disappointing, but at least I have my Easy Bake Oven. So the potatoes are cooking away in my miniature oven until I get this oven fixed. Hello everyone, good morning. I am wearing a Halloween sweatshirt, don't worry about it. But I wanted to do a reading update because I am about right here within this book. So I have a solid like 200 plus pages left, but I've definitely made a lot of progress. I wanted to do a reading update because I'm definitely in what feels like the beginning of the end sequence of this book and series, which is very scary for so many reasons, mostly because I've been given a lot of prophecies, which makes me nervous. But I would also say I have never been like, I'm so tense while reading this book. And that's, you know, by design. Something about Robin Hobb's ability is that she just keeps you uncomfortable on the edge of your seat, anticipating, good, bad, and she'll give you moments of breathers, like some moments of lightness, but even those are still kind of overshadowed by like the intensity of the darkness that's also going on. And I just feel like this intensity just sort of braces you for so many different things, and it almost makes you flinch within her books, because sometimes you're tense and something bad does happen, but then other times you're so relieved, but you're never fully like off the hook because you always know something else around the corner could happen. But it also isn't just happening for the sake of like shock value and to make you uncomfortable. It's because of the culmination of everything. It has you on the edge of your seat because you care so deeply for the characters, for the plot line, for things to work out, for things to come together, and you're just not totally sure how that's going to happen. And it's not even about like plot lines coming together in terms of the tenseness, because it's also about the journey, the individual journeys that we're following different characters on, and how they have to survive or what they have to go through or the decisions they have to make to sort of keep moving, and how that ultimately completely transforms them or changes them as a person for better or for worse. Again, it's just that trauma, you know, like there's just so much that happens in this. I am at a point where like I've cried already so much in this book for different reasons, for lots of reasons, happy, sad tears, stress tears, but I'm reaching a point where I am like actively terrified about like what's going to happen. I think it's gonna be a bit cathartic also, but like I'm so invested, you know? So I just feel like Robin Hobb has like me in her hands. Like I'm putty. My heart is putty for her to do with what she wishes. And I just like don't fully know how prepared I am for her to wield that power. And I feel like the reckoning this book is about to provide in my life is going to be so hard. So I'm gonna sit down and read. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. I set my Halloween sweatshirt. I even set up pumpkins for my recent video I filmed yesterday. And we're gonna read. I can't believe I'm almost done with this book. It's like actually finally happening, and it's making me like, I don't know. I always had this in my back pocket to read, like one more Robin Hobb. And the thing is, it's like, maybe I'll just restart, because I really cannot say, like I can't emphasize like how much I love this series, how special it is to me, how attached I am to it, like how much I love having it in my life. I feel so committed to it. Like this is like a love to me. This is a love to me, and it's like my baby. I love a lot of books, but this book is like, this series is like very special to me, where like I cherish it in a way that like I want to protect it, you know? So I get it if you don't love this series, but just know I'll fight you. Just kidding. Maybe I'm not kidding though. I have been reading it via ebook so as to not break the spine of my paperback copies. And here's a cup of coffee. I'm gonna sit down and probably cry. I'm so stressed. Not okay. Oh my god, what is this book doing to me? Oh. And the thing is, it's like I have 3 hours according to my ebook like counter left. 3 hours left. What could possibly still happen? I mean, there's like a lot of action in this end sequence, but like, God. I could barely read the action through my tears. Oh my god. And it wasn't even just like the bravery, the love. Oh my god. Anyway, I have to go to work. I am both so distressed. I like don't want to continue, but I also need to know what's going to happen next. But I need to also do things. Like, how am I supposed to function as a human being with what I have left to read? I like literally I don't know what to do with myself. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna go. In other news, Clay did pick me up this green juice, which was very nice of him. I'm gonna pour it over ice as a little treat because I've really just been crying. It's like, is this fun? Like, are you having a good time? And I'm like, I don't know how to describe it because like, the book is so good. So like, yes, I'm having a good time. In some ways it's cathartic and like I'm desperately needing to know how it's going to continue. But also like I'm experiencing so much emotional stress because of what's going on. A little green juice, a little nutrition for my emotions, I guess. I don't know. I like it very cold though, so I like to pour it over ice. Anyway, it's like, am I having fun? I guess. Yes. I don't know. Am I? Unclear. But I'm gonna... I mean, it's so amazing. But like also, what the heck am I going to do? This is really good. Anyway, I'm gonna drink my green juice. It's lunchtime. You know that meme that's like, I'm never gonna financially recover from this? I feel that way, but like emotionally, like it feels weird to just be like, let's make lunch. But I have my pasta salad, which I made earlier this week, which is so good. Honestly, tastes better every single day. And then I'm just gonna serve it on a bed of arugula. Little pasta salad situation. Also, I love making a big batch of this because it's just so easy to eat throughout the week. And it makes so much. So let's put this together. Pasta salad, and Olympic watching, obviously. I've done some emotional processing. I also got a latte. And I'm gonna sit back down and do more reading. Reading check, 81% done with this book. And I really cannot emphasize enough how good and terrible this is at the same time. Terrible in all the ways that it's making me feel emotionally. I'm really good at making me feel those feelings. So there's that. Comfort food is in requirement based off of the stress this book is giving me. So we're making some Japanese curry tonight. I'm browning some beef and now cut up all my onions and vegetables. So let's get to it. Curry is done. This looks so good. And I'm also steaming some broccoli. Hi guys, and welcome to the end of the vlog. I'm here to wrap up my final thoughts and feelings of Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb. I've finished it. I've processed it. I thought a lot about the entire reading experience of this entire run of the Elderlings. Honestly, I loved it. I won't deny that this final trilogy in particular was the most emotional journey of all of the trilogies. I was both devoted and crushed for a variety of different reasons. And I don't really feel like that's a spoiler because if there's one thing that's consistent across every trilogy of the Realm of the Elderlings is that they're all emotional for different reasons. It just seems like Robin Hobb always has a new idea of how to ruin your life and new ideas of what to put her characters through. But she pairs that emotional experience with cathartic love, understanding, deep contemplation. So it doesn't just feel like pain for pain's sake. And she's really trying to just capture the essence of real life and real life consequence. I don't think I could have or would have wanted her to end this series any other way, to be honest. And it felt incredibly fitting in terms of a send-off for the entire sequence, for the entire experience of this world and journey, which I feel like in and itself is such a rare thing. And it's also rare, I feel like, for a final book to be so good. I often struggle with final books, particularly a long series. Sometimes they feel more like fan service, taking a lot of your favorite characters and making them the best versions of themselves in this final moment before, you know, you say goodbye. Robin Hobb stays true to the heart of the Realm of the Elderlings, the heart of her characters, the heart of her series all the way through. And she very thoughtfully wrapped this whole thing up in a way that I feel like any fan of this series would appreciate. The journey itself is not easy. I cried so much reading this book, this trilogy, this whole series, but at the same time, I also feel like the connection I have with this is like unparamount. And I also feel like I can officially say that this is my favorite fantasy series of all time. No one does it like Miss Robin Hobb, and I will definitely be rereading this over and over and over again over the course of my life. I love these characters so much. I love this world. It feels like home to me, despite the fact that Robin Hobb is constantly burning that home down. But I will fully come back because it's just so beautiful. Writing style, everything about it was stunning. I would give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I would give the trilogy 5 out of 5 stars. I'd give the Realm of the Elderlings 5 out of 5 stars. It's my favorite. Definitely one of the most rewarding reading experiences I've ever had over the course of my life. I'm heartbroken it's over. Though I've heard rumblings that there might be like a spin-off series that would make me so excited, featuring some specific characters that I would love, 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 love to have more from. But even if she ended it here, that'd be fine because this is perfect. Everything was perfect. I loved it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm happy to have made a whole video dedicated on the series that I love so much. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.